welcome to my channel, Tanglemaia Gardens. This is Nicola. Had a problem in that I wasn't planning on doing this particular job until much later, but last night we had some really bad winds, and what has happened, my black magics have all fallen over just as they've done before in the wind. So this time I'm actually going to do something about it. So I'll just show you. All right, so this is what has happened to my black magic. We have had a lot of wind and it has fallen over in my pond. And then we're going to drag this lot back, and I'm hoping I don't have to cut it back to do it. I will if I have to, but I don't really want to. Anyway, that's one side of it. Tell me about it. It's dreadful. Yeah, so you can sort of see that it's completely fallen over. And I'll put a photo up of what she used to look like. But how annoying is this? And we got to try and get in here. This is a sunken garden. So we've got to get in here and clean this out and somehow get this to stand up. Dear, oh dear. What's a problem? They've completely fallen over. I have trimmed them. You can see at the back there where I've taken all the large leaves off. Then there is this particular one here. And this one is in this thing here, which hangs off the side of here. But I've decided that enough's enough. I've lost two large goldfish because of this. One, this time round, one got caught behind it and died. And before, a second one got caught into the roots somehow and died as well. So now I'm going to do something about this. All right, to save time, video time, I have already pre-done this. So I've cut my holes out, all right, and put my brackets on. Now, just a bit of a warning, if you're going to be doing this, I have done a video on how I do these things. Now, I usually put masking tape over here to make it easier so it doesn't, the drill doesn't slip. I didn't have that, so I ended up putting packaging tape. What a disaster. What an absolute disaster that was. It didn't want to come off, and when it did come off, eventually it left all the glue on it. I had to end up putting it in hot water, but I learned don't leave it there. Just dunk it in, dunk it out again. Comes off much easier that way. Leave it in, thinking it will help. It doesn't. All that happens is the paper disintegrates and you end up with glue everywhere, which then you have to get off with orange oil. And then you have to wash the whole thing down. So we are now finally at this point. All right. And I've done my little holes here. And I have put all of these. I've got 7 at the moment. And I'm going to cut these up. All right. Now, what I'm going to do before I do that is, you can see all this. So this is pond water. All right. Pond water. It's got some stuff in it, but the idea is this is sludge, and I'm going to be putting this kitty litter in here first to let it soak, and then I'm going to be mixing it with the sandy sludge that has been coming out of one of my old ponds that I'm moving to make another pond over here for my goldfish to have a second pond to swim in. So I'm going to make that up first, and then we'll put that in there, and then we clean up these black magics. All right, so that's what's happening. Now you just get yourself some paper. I got just printing paper to place in there. You get wet. Right, so just take it so it's just a little bit down from the rim of the pot. All right. Now, what we'll do is just this way. Everybody. So I find just using a little steak knife will do just fine. All right. So what we'll do is we'll down here. I'm just going to cut some of this in half. So just trim all of these off. Let's have a look what we can do with this. So because it's so big, it's been here for years. Let me get this out of the way before it falls. It's rotten. That is, look at that, that's just mush. So try to pull them apart. Get your thumb in there and try and find the part. Right, so now one of the important things you need to do is you need to get rid of all the old things. I'm not sure about that. I think I'll cut that off. Right, so a knife. And just tease all out all the dead roots, because they're only going to rot. And what they do is, of course, they cause algae and your pond to go foul. So also trim a lot of these off, because you'll probably find that most of these will die anyway. If you find that your pond has gone foul, and I don't know if I've put up a video yet for you to see, you'll find that it's because this has rotted, or there are dead roots in here, and all this does, as I say, is cause algae and your pond to go foul. So if that's what's happening to your pond and this is what you've done, well then you know where you are. Alright, now they float, so don't just put them anywhere. Here we are again. Get most of this off. And if you do find that your pond has gone foul, then I would strongly suggest that you dig this up and check them. Because if they've gone rotten, if all of this has died off, then come back in with a pair of scissors and just do that. Cut them right back, alright, because it will send out new shoots here, all along here. I know it's drastic, but when dealing with water, as I've learnt from my own problems, you have to get rid of all of this dead stuff. Alright, that's the second one. I just thought I'd explain why I've got holes, so many holes in the pot. Black Magics are one of those plants, like there's quite a few of them, that are actually good filter plants for a pond. And so I deliberately want the roots to come on out of there so that it can feed on all the stuff that's in this goldfish pond. And that's why they get so big. And the bigger they get, the more nutrients there are in there. So that's when you have to start putting your bacteria in to try and calm that down a bit. Alright, but sometimes I have had situations in ponds where if it wasn't for thalias and black magics, the fish would have died, because they've used up all the nutrients, excess nutrients that are in that pond that are caused by too many fish in it. Alright, so now we'll get on with this. So what I've done now, as you can see, is I've got 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. Now, what we'll do with this one, while I wait, I've got enough space in here to be putting more of these in. I've just got to go and buy them. So in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll just grab this guy and put it up there. Oh no, like that. Now I've got to get this guy out of here and put them somewhere because they're going to start shooting. All right, all done. I'll show you what it looks like when they grow up. So this is the 2nd of October 2024, and what I've had to resort to, because of my goldfish being so inquisitive, I've had to resort to putting a fence in to stop them from digging around in the dirt, thinking that they're going to find worms. And in doing so, they were digging up my black magics. Now, this will only be temporary, and I know it looks a mess, but, you know, it needs must. The fact is that I need to be able to have my plants grow, and they need to anchor themselves into here, and then I can take the fence down, and the goldfish can rummage around all they like, but it's not going to make any difference to the plant. But at the moment, I just kept coming home and finding them floating, the plants floating. It's the 3rd of October 2024, and the pond has cleaned up, finally. It's only taken a couple of days. I just get impatient, that's all. But if you can see all the way down to the bottom there, you see all the rocks down there? And where are we? Over here. You can see the beautiful fish. They're all waiting to be fed. We're going to have to wait a little bit. But isn't this lovely? So there we go. It's all lovely and looking great. Beautifully. Lovely and clear. There we go. So this is the 6th of October 2024. So we can now see that the Black Magics have started to regrow. It's been worth putting the little fence, temporary fence there to stop the goldfish. They're continually trying to get in here to cause nothing but trouble. So it's looking good. You can see how clear it is down there. Looking lovely. The filter needs cleaning, but other than that, it's looking beautiful. So here we are, the 19th of October, and I'll write up how long it has taken for these to grow. They have grown so fast. So that's really great because now I believe they'll be anchored in. I can take the netting off of the protection netting that I put in there that caught a few fish, and then I can start on the other side and divide them up. And I can, once this iris is finished, I can divide up the tassel bush as well. Looking lovely. It is the 27th of October 2024, and you can see how big my Black Magics have come along. It's so brilliant. This is what I had to end up doing. I'll show you this one. I had to put a little fence around everyone and put rocks on them to stop these guys from literally digging them up, because their attitude is, you must be hiding something. There must be worms in there. And so they dig them all up for you. Aren't they gorgeous? Look at my beautiful girls and boys. So these are the Black Magics. They're all coming up beautifully. Just getting beautifully. This is just going to be so fantastic now that they're in their containers. Oh, looking lovely. I can get in there. Just sitting there, anchored in place. Brilliant. Brilliant. It is the 4th of April 2026, and I thought I'd just show you my lovely caterpillar. Now, as far as I understand, hang on if I can get it to come into there, these are moths. Now, the whole idea of these black magics being as big as they are is specifically for these particular caterpillars. The added bonus is that they're actually looking after my pond here with my fish. And let me see if we can get in here. I've just fed them. They come up and they go nuts, and then they all settle down and you think, oh my goodness, they're never going to eat the food, but they do. It's all gone by the day. Now, as I said, the reason why I'm having these here is because when I first set this pond up, which I'll put a photo up of, because it's all I've got left of it, I had one plant of black magic on the property, and I had, I think, about a dozen caterpillars turn up. And unfortunately, yes, only one survived, and I was so upset that the rest had all died like that. I don't know what these two guys are going to do. I really don't. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on it, but there's nothing I can do. I've got no more. So, I'm sorry about the noise. It's galahs. Yeah. There they are. Alright. So this is what's happening. The man is lad. A galah, which is the grey one there, is being pestered by these rainbow lorikeets. And so this is the argument. So oh, being swooped. They are determined to get rid of him. Look at this. Isn't this brilliant? I hope this comes out. 3 of them. 3 or 4 rainbow lorikeets who are trying to get rid of this galah, and he's refused. I should have my glasses on. I haven't got my glasses, so I can't see what I'm looking at. But yeah, so they're well, they're going to move. So I don't know what they're fighting over, because there's no nesting sites here. So there we go. So I'll just let you know that the black magics have done exceedingly well. I am so impressed with how they have grown. They are huge. In winter, I do actually keep this side smaller so that I can allow more sunlight to come into the pond. In summer, I let them grow as large as the bigger ones at the back so that it shades the pool. And that seems to be working really well. So thank you ever so much for coming to watch my work. I hope you have learned something, and that maybe you too may grow some black magics so that your moths might have something to eat. So thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.